So today we're playing Laser Suit Larry Reloaded. I played this game in the past, but I just bought it back on Steam and to try and get the achievement, and I decided, well, why not make a video out of it? So yeah, here we are. Laser Suit Larry Reloaded contains some elements of plot which may not be considered appropriate for some children. So how old are you anyway? Well, I'm 39, I'll be 39 soon, so yeah, 1939. Yeah, sure you are. To verify your age, please answer these 5 simple questions. Which one of millions of drunks worship as the porcelain goddess? The statue of Joan of Arc in Paris, the toilet boil, Catherine Hegel. Still pretty sure it's B, the toilet boil. Yeah, I would say the toilet boil. Who's owes Saturday Night Live the most? Alec Baldwin, nobody will admit it. Some inarticulate sports figure, all of the above. Yeah. Ah, damn it. What religion is the guy on the Quaker Oats box? Quaker? Ren and Stimpy are A. Some sort of god-awful pub food, B. A cartoon Chihuahuan cat, C. The 2 cops in the 90s TV show about their forbidden love, D. Another pair of recently fired shotguns. I have no idea what a Ren and Stimpy are. What a Ren and Stimpy is. I'll go with the cops. Nope. Which is the best answer to the question, does this make me look fat? You mean more than usual? Not if I squint. Only around the edges. It's a trick question, there is no good answer. Which is a popular Klingon battle cry? It's clumbering time. First one to die is a rotten egg. Praise Faglin and pass the gatch. It's a good day to die. No idea. It's a good day to die. Oh, okay. And prepare to enter Laser Suit Larry Reloaded.
Your name is Larry Laffer. You've arrived in beautiful Lost Wages without luggage. The airline lost it. Without a hotel reservation, you forgot to get one. And without a clue, you've never had one. You exit the cab. The hot, dry air of Lost Wages hits you in the face like a hard slap. A feeling not wholly unfamiliar to you. After your cab ride, you may be low on funds, but you've got the looks, the lines, and the leisure suit. You're in town to find true love, and if you happen to get lucky along the way, that's okay. After all, you're nearly 40.
And still still untouched by human hands. Look out, ladies! I'm finding love tonight!
Okay. I know there is an achievement for getting killed in every possible way, so I'll start here. Okay.
You look at the Walk of Shame star set into the sidewalk.
Nafis Walster. Ow! I bruised my uvula.
You look at the Walk of Shame star set into the sidewalk.
David Ramirez. Thank God, a name I can pronounce without hurting myself.
You look at the Walk of Shame star set into the sidewalk.
Skylar Kaufman. Skylar. That's an interesting name. I bet it's gonna be real popular someday.
You shudder involuntarily. You look at the Walk of Shame star set into the sidewalk.
Jeff Schreiner. I wonder if he wears a fez.
That's great, Larry. That's probably the first time he's heard that joke today. You peer inside the storm drain. There's nothing inside it worth fishing out. There's a fence running along the back of Lefty's. In fact, there are fences running in and out of Lefty's all the time.
Okay, I didn't catch that one, but whatever.
Lost Wages has been painting their garbage cans green to make them look like bushes. Nobody has dropped any change on the sidewalk. If you want money, you'll either have to sell yourself for sex or gamble.
So, let's get gambling.
Looking at the telephone pole gives you an inferiority complex. Then again, you get an inferiority complex looking at a Vienna sausage. When you first got to town, you probably shouldn't have asked the cab driver to take you to a place where the women are as loose as the craps. You can't see what's going on in this room, but you bet it's disgusting, perverted, and fun.
Damn it!
Whoever lives in that apartment has a great view. You'd be able to see down all the blouses from up there. You're alone down here, while somebody up there is probably having fun. But true love is undoubtedly just around the corner. Or so you've been telling yourself every 5 minutes for the last 30 years. Lefty's hotel charges by the hour, but the average stay is under 10 minutes.
It's such my kind of humor.
Wow! It looks like a big martini! That's wicked cool!
This sign identifies the bar as Lefty's, where people drink liberally. Wow, this bar is clearly full of really glamorous people having a swinging evening. The plastisteel window seems loose and poorly attached. They haven't invented nails that work on plastisteel. Somebody's offering a reward for the return of a lost Bernese mountain lion. And a local band called Rosella and the Iceman is opening for the Captain and Tennille next week. It's a taxi call box. When you first got to town, you probably shouldn't have asked the cab driver to take you to a place where the women are as loose as the craps. Lefty's door is stout and thick, just like you. Carrying around a 12-foot neon sign that says hotel would be a dead giveaway to the ladies. Not even on tiptoes. That window is totally beyond your grasp, another feeling not wholly unfamiliar to you. It's locked from the outside. Somebody installed it backwards. It feels like a building, only stickier. The Walk of Shame is a permanent fixture in Lost Wages, dedicated to those who gave generously of their wallets so that Lost Wages could live again. The stars cannot be removed, defaced, or obscured. These people paid a lot for their 15 minutes of shame. You deliberately scrape your finger on the sidewalk, 'cause it feels so good when you stop. Like most inanimate objects and many animate ones, it refuses to converse with you. You reach into the storm drain and feel around.
Jimmy Hoffa's dead body, some box with the name Al Capone on it, and an aviator cap that says Amelia. Nope, nothing interesting. Hello? Anybody down there?
Nobody but us evil clowns.
It's got a refreshing rainwater and evil clown smell. You relieve yourself into the storm drain. That should kill a few rats. Leave the posters where they are. They could be useful to somebody who can actually read. You run your fingers over the telephone pole. Then, as you frequently do, you sniff your fingers. A bit of the creosote soaks into your skin and lungs. Might as well cash in your IRA, Larry. You won't be needing it. The architecture just doesn't speak to you. It tastes like creosote and missing pet signs. Given that creosote is pretty toxic, you probably just shaved a few years off your life. Way to go, Larry. You dribble a few drops on the telephone pole just to add your own unique scent to the ambient aroma. It tastes like old domestic beer. In fact, it's the layers of old beer that keep this building standing. The door to Lefty's tastes like a spiral of despair. It tastes like plastistil, the space-age hyper-durable material that's sweeping the nation's science fiction. Lefty's door is stout and thick, just like you.
Open sesame!
Nothing happens. Maybe you're thinking of that other game, Leisure Suit Larry and the Demon of Agrabah. The door to Lefty's tastes like a spiral of despair. You befoul the door.
I couldn't help it. I have overeager bladder.
It's a good thing you're down here. With your luck, you'd probably get something caught in the window. You can't afford to be arrested this early in the evening. Stop flashing the windows, Larry. Somebody could be eating in there.
Oh yeah, I get beaten up like the dog now. Wasn't achieving for that.
A sense of foreboding washes over your heart when your eyes slowly examine this dark alley that seems to be just outside every public area in Lost Wages.
Ow! No! Oh! 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 Ow! No! Oh! 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 Ow! No! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Larry, didn't your mother ever warn you about going into dark alleys?
He's alive! Alive!
Nobody has dropped any change on the sidewalk. If you want money, you'll either have to sell yourself for sex or gamble.
So, let's get gambling.
The pussy is avoiding you. Sound familiar?
Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
The cat ignores you, choosing to go about licking itself, looking cynical and being alert for food.
Aw, it thinks it's people from LA.
The cat isn't letting you get close enough to sniff it.
I know. If I can't sniff it, how do I know which one of us is dominant?
There's no kitty porn in this game. You'll have to get closer. This is the famous portrait Mona Little Louder. This sleazy bar gives you the creeps. Fortunately, the creeps are all ignoring you. Whoever decided that darts is the perfect game for drunks deserves a medal. The darts simulation plugin was out of our price range.
I could talk to the dartboard, but what would be the point? You see what I did there?
It tastes like that bulletin board you used to chew on in grade school.
Yeah, but I don't do that anymore. Thanks, Lithium!
Exposing your doodle in the vicinity of a dartboard is one of the most idiotic actions you can undertake in this game. And that's saying something. Then again, how likely is anyone to be able to hit a target of that size? It appears to be advertising something. This is a commemorative plaque. It's inscribed, "For the 69ers, the coolest and silliest kickbackers ever."
69ers? Kickbackers? Must be some sort of football reference.
This sleazy bar gives you the creeps. Fortunately, the creeps are all ignoring you.
I bet that horseshoe's up there for luck.
Yeah, but it ain't working. You're here.
It's Lefty's #1 fan. This sleazy bar gives you the creeps. Fortunately, the creeps are all ignoring you. One of Lefty's conquests? That's either a moose or the world's biggest mutant jackalope. Lefty inherited this cash register from his great-grandfather, Sam Lefty Andreas. This sleazy bar gives you the creeps. Fortunately, the creeps are all ignoring you. This international bon vivant, Francois de Quitte, is one of Lefty's big investors. And being from Europe, he's extremely cool.
Wow! You're cool!
I know, right? It's almost too cool how cool I am, n'est-ce pas?
Ooh! And you speak Klingon, too!
No, I don't think so.
I resent your chiseled features, your height, and your easygoing, laid-back demeanor. Can I have your life?
No, I have too much cool to fit into that little body. Yes?
Just hoping some of your cool would rub off on me.
Get in line.
Not a lot of ladies around here.
I know where we can find some sheep.
I'm not there yet. Not a lot of ladies around here.
I know where we can find some sheep.
I'm not there yet.
Repeats himself.
You take a deep whiff.
What is that aroma you're wearing? It's so familiar.
It's my new body spray, Axe Hole.
Axel.
You drop trow and display yourself to poor Francois.
Whoa, please, cover up.
Are you blown away by my massive manhood?
Not at all. The glare is hurting my eyes.
The gentleman filling his face is Tom King, a regular at Lefty's and the kind of guy you love to have with you at the movies, so you don't have to talk to him for 2 hours.
Looking at me? Can't blame you, actually. I got that handsome, roguish look. It's a curse. But hey, you know what I mean, right?
Of course I do.
Yeah, I'm sure you know lots of handsome guys in my situation.
You've got a loose thread.
Hey, hands off. I mean, I love it when anyone touches me. But not you.
You've really got the boyish devil-may-care thing down, Tom. I'm jealous.
Well, it can't be learned.
Tom smells like cologne. Way too much cologne. You stop before committing yourself to the act, as you have a feeling you'd end up on the losing end of the comparison. That's Jordan Lee. He's here frequently, and they say he shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Curiously, in Florida, Arizona, and Montana, just to watch him die is a valid legal defense against homicide.
Hey, loser! Wanna go get into some serious fucking trouble?
Hey! No.
That's a shame. I know some major going down tonight. It's gonna be awesome.
That sounds boss.
No, it doesn't.
What are you, looking for trouble?
I'm sorry. I wanted to see what would happen if I tried to do something with you.
You need to get a sense of personal space.
I can't afford personal space. I need all the human contact I can get. I guess people don't mess around with you.
They misjudge me. For instance, just because I know 1001 ways to inflict pain on the human body doesn't mean I like to hurt people.
I suddenly have to go.
I get that a lot.
Jordan smells like a lawsuit waiting to happen. Given this guy's obvious taste for drama, why are you tempting fate? He looks like someone from your distant past, but you just can't put your finger on him.
Good thing, too.
You prod the big guy.
That there's muscle, kid. 295 pounds of solid muscle.
It felt kind of squishy to me.
That's called muscle control.
How's it hanging?
By the angle of the dangle and the heat of the meat. Ha ha ha.
Classy.
He smells like loneliness. Maybe that's why he seems so familiar. Larry, have some decorum. You're in the presence of a master storyteller here. What's a hot babe like that doing in a miserable, smelly, broken-down joint like this?
Hey, Bub, just keep that kind of narration to yourself.
You run your finger up and down her knee.
Excuse me. Did I tell you you could touch me?
You said it with your eyes.
Next time, get confirmation from my mouth first. Okay, loser?
Ooh, so there'll be a next time? You must be tired. You've been running through my mind all day.
I know, but you keep following me anyway.
Sorry if this sounds a little squirrely, baby, but I'd like to store you in my cheek pouches for a snowy day.
Really? I'd like to crack your skull like a nut and bury your brains in the park.
Alrighty then. We're really starting to make a connection, eh?
I wish it was long distance.
You must be tired. You've been running through my mind all day.
Okay,
I know, but you keep following me anyway.
You inhale her scent.
I'm sorry to just blurt this out, but you smell absolutely incredible. It's as if your inner light is so serene and pure that your aura has its own sweet and almost hypnotic aroma.
I had tapioca for lunch.
The whip-it-out suddenly approach has never worked for you, Larry. Not in any of the 40 or 50 times you tried it.
40 or 50 times, man. Okay.
The one with the bottomless gut is Michael Hirschman. He's been coming to Lefty's for years, bending the elbow and running up a classically huge bar tab. He just paid it back, which is partly the reason Lefty's is open tonight.
Yeah? What's up?
I was just looking for women.
Well, you're looking in the wrong place. It's pretty much a sausage fest here. I mean, I'm pretty, but not that pretty. You know what I mean?
I sure do.
No, you don't.
What do you keep looking at me for?
I can't help it, Michael. You look around, sometimes your eyes just happen to fall on another person while they're looking at you, and that's all. Doesn't that ever happen to you?
Nope. I keep my piercing gaze right on my prey. Then I strike without warning and quickly wrap her in an inescapable cocoon of patented Hirschman hypnotism.
Wow! Awesome underpinnings of a great relationship!
You like the way that feels? Natural fibers. Women love natural fibers. Of course, it also helps to have exotic looks and the right facial hair. Now, I have exotic looks, and I have the right facial hair.
And a great opinion of yourself.
Chicks love confidence. An old man in a boat told me that once.
So, Michael, you know any good pickup lines?
I don't need lines. I speak from the heart and my mouth.
You are a Renaissance man.
Michael smells like Grecian formula. He probably doesn't want everyone to know that, though. You briefly, and for no apparent reason, flash Michael. He looks down at your setup.
Well, that's half your problem right there.
This sleazy bar gives you the creeps. Fortunately, the creeps are all ignoring you. He appears to be perverted, twisted, and sick. You instantly take a liking to him.
Keep your hands off of me. For all I know, you've been touching one of them computer keyboards. Filthy, infectious things those are.
Have a seat at the bar first. What do you think this is? Some dive even cruddier than this? The instant you lean in close enough to smell him, you regret it. He smells of rancid cork. Lefty doesn't have time for any of your perverted contests. You take a seat on an available bar stool.
Hello?
What'll it be?
How much I have on me? $94.
Hey, play it again!
G-Dad, it's a Wurlitzer. These video slot machines make it all too easy. At least when you had to pull a big handle, you got to work for your losses.
Okay, there is no... Oh yeah, 2028. Should be enough.
That's what I'm talking about. Breath that literally kills.
Yeah, baby. Ah. Hello?
What'll it be?
Give me a mug of beer.
That'll be $5, please.
You flip $5 onto the counter. You down the beer in your pseudo-macho style and slam the mug back on the bar. Suddenly, you feel a little woozy.
That'll be $5, please.
You flip $5 onto the counter. You down the beer in your pseudo-macho style and slam the mug back on the bar.
Yay!
This one tastes even better than the last. Don't you think one more seems like a good idea? You feel a little lightheaded. You're unsure if you'll be able to walk straight. Shaking your head, you finally clear away the cobwebs and are once again able to walk in your standard Studley style.
Something must be behind that door.
Nothing escapes your keen powers of deduction. Remember all the trouble you got into when you tried to take junk off the wall at Cracker Barrel? Let's not have that again. It's better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt that you're Larry. You can't reach it to taste it, but if you could, it would undoubtedly taste like horseshoe. I did say horseshoe, right? Now that would be an interesting way to play horseshoes. You are in a dimly lit hallway. The peeling wallpaper gives the roaches something to watch. Clutter fills the room, and a filthy drunk wearing filthy clothes sits on the filthy floor, leaning his filthy back against the filthy wall. You didn't know Lefty was into boxing. It's an old sign from a loading zone. This filthy window must look out over something, but it's anyone's guess what. It goes around in circles, just like your life. You know many of this beer's slogans. When you say Pud, you've said enough. It's a beer sign, playing off the Busch Beer slogan, Busch Beer gives you great head, swallow after swallow.
Oh, God.
There is a single lovely, long-stemmed red rose in a delicate bud vase standing incongruously on a keg. You deftly pluck the rose from the vase and carry it with you.
Yeah, baby.
It's a poster of supermodel Sweet Cheeks Marie Bonds, a model with a thing for men in uniform. It's a poster of supermodel B. Wankmeister. For her work entertaining the troops, she earned the slogan, the face that erected 1,000,000 pup tents. It's a grouper. Its turn-ons include swimming at the beach, quiet times, and not being mounted on a plaque. It's a puzzle. See if you can decode it yourself. A single bulb throws a puddle of light around the door. They're used to puddles around here. This is one of those gag rifle displays. When you clap or press the button, the gun starts wiggling like a fish and then shoots you in the chest. It's a rat with antlers. Lefty caught it up in the rafters. The poster is permanently spattered to the wall. You can't take it with you. Hey, that's catchy. It's totally out of reach, which is just as well. Lefty isn't insured. This isn't one of those fish that flops and sings. It just hangs there and you can't do anything with it. A feeling not entirely unfamiliar to you. The ratalope doesn't do anything. It just observes and quietly judges. This door is permanently nailed shut. You'll just have to wait for a sequel to find out what's behind it. Some say Lefty used to have a floating poker game in this back room. The area is littered with empty beer kegs. There is a tiny label on each keg that says, Grade B, notice, contains brewery sweepings.
That's the best part.
It's a girly lamp like you'd find in any swingin' bachelor's rumpus room. It's a bar stool ripped off from an old diner. Don't be caught carrying around someone's old stool. The lamp is useless without its shade. or even with it.
I used to dream about you all the time and wake up happy.
Oh my God, Sweet Cheeks Marie used to dream about you all the time and wake up screaming. It all falls into place.
You will be mine. Oh, yes, you will be mine.
Not if that document from the Third Circuit Court of Los Angeles has anything to say about it.
Is anybody back there?
You wait for 5 minutes. There is no response.
Okay, be that way.
Stop anthropomorphizing stuff.
Say, baby, heaven must be missing an angelfish, 'cause there's one in front of me right now.
That's humiliating, Larry. This is clearly not an angelfish.
Who's a what comes? I really want to talk to this lamp. Does that mean I have a problem?
No, but you have a problem if it starts talking back.
Hi, sweetheart. Seeing you holding a Busch beer makes me think subconsciously that if I drink Busch beer too, I'll be popular with women.
Larry, you are Madison Avenue's target moron. There's no conceivable way this sign could help you get the girls. It smells like guys who think with their dinks. The poster is tasteless, don't you think? You can't really taste it from here. Isn't it better this way? It has a candyish, medicinal, sophisticated flavor. It smells like a million noses have been pressed against it. It smells like fish, and that's entirely appropriate. Standing on your tiptoes, you manage to nibble a bit of the ratalope.
It tastes like chicken.
Remember, this game is set in the 80s, so that's the first time anyone's ever said that. It smells like melamine. Suddenly, you crave Chinese food. Unsurprisingly, it smells like somebody unloaded on it. You stick your tongue through the grill and taste the fan blades. They taste like, I can't believe it's not motor oil. You don't need to do that. You're already circumcised. You remove your thingy and dangle it around the sign.
Ouch! Those edges are sharp. Good thing I've got calluses.
It's just a picture, Larry. Remember? It smells like guys who think with their dinks. You salute Sweet Cheeks Marie. You unholster your gun and do a quick comparison. The one on the wall is longer, thicker, harder, and shoots a lot farther. So your ego needed this? You don't have anything this poster hasn't had waggled at it a million times. Most fish don't excite you, Larry. You're more of a marine mammal kind of guy. Sorry, Larry, all the available orifices seem to be sewn up. Even she isn't impressed. The area is littered with empty beer kegs. There is a tiny label on each keg that says, Grade B, notice contains brewery sweepings.
That's the best part.
You don't want any of these bottles. They're full of spiders and dried backwash. There's no conceivable way this sign could help you get the girls. He is a poor little lamb who has lost his way, and also his bladder control.
Hey, don't touch your merchandise. I'm not your cabin boy anymore.
He must have an interesting past. Wanting to be humane to the drunk, you clap him firmly on the shoulder, stroke his head, pat his hand, and get up close to him.
So tell me, how are you doing?
Thanks for asking, buddy. I'd be just great if only my impetigo would clear up.
Once more, you get close, but not too close to the drunk.
Have you thought about going to a doctor?
You go to a doctor and they just want to make you better. Then you get sick again, and you start this cycle of destruction. No, thank you.
Can I do anything for you?
A little drink would be nice. To break up the monotony of my constant imbibing. Sometimes my old ex-captain, Roddy Kentucky, drops by and shares a fine beverage, a little drinky drink with me.
You reel back at the putrid stench of the offensive bum who can probably hear every word we're saying about him. You proudly display your member to the trunk.
Is that your wiener?
Yep.
Wow, I've never seen an innie before.
Hello?
What'll it be?
I'll have a glass of your fine well whiskey.
That'll be $5, please.
You flip $5 onto the counter. You don't drink the whiskey, but instead decide to carry it with you wherever you go, precariously balanced in an open shot glass.
That hit the spot. You know, you must be my only friend in the whole world. So I'm gonna give you my only possession, all I got in the world. Besides, what's a guy like me need with a coaster? I mean, what am I, high society?
Yeah, baby.
Why look, some woman removed her diamond ring to wash her hands and forgot to take it with her.
I'm just wasting my breath talking to you, aren't I?
It tastes like gold plate with a chewy lead center.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man, get your ring on. Score.
Yeah, baby.
You look closely in the mirror.
In this light, I can really see the blackheads. All right.
You can't open it. It just hangs there mocking you. Of course, you're used to things just hanging there mocking you.
I'm just wasting my breath talking to you, aren't I?
You're getting warm. Try to the left a couple of feet. You pee into the toilet. Great, you hit the top, the seat, the tank, everything but the bowl. Piles of magazines sit on the floor. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Juicy Japanese and Jewish.
What?
Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is 70 and still spunky. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Goofus and Gallant's Guide to Swinging. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Balmy Ishmael. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Vanilla Sex Monthly's 200 techniques your partner won't try. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Make Mine Menstruating. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Mother's Jugs on Speed. Buried under the usual skin mags are some real collector's items. One of them is Juicy Japanese and Jewish. The bathroom is well stocked with Growling Lumberjack brand number 60 coarse grit toilet paper. You're already well wiped. Thank God.
I'm just wasting my breath talking to you, aren't I? It smells like a pine cone.
It feels like one too. Just where do you think you are? At home? In bed? With porn? These cartons of asbestos ceiling tiles were in a flood, so they're moldy and caked with dried sewage. You can't get closer to death in a box. People should stay as far away from these boxes as possible, which is a shame because it's a tiny room and people have to use it all the time.
I'm just wasting my breath talking to you, aren't I?
You stuff your nose into the box and inhale deeply.
Do I detect just a soupçon of asbestos?
You do indeed, Larry. Way to go. Turn around. You grab an ancient copy of Flutter, the magazine of nude skydiving, and settle in to sit and think. You feel a great relief. What's that aroma? Lefty's restroom walls are filled with clever reading material, enough to keep you reading for a long, long time. Here's one. Who do I have to sleep with to get laid around here?
What?
Here's one. Down with repression. Here's one. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the precipitate. Here's one. Peeing in public should be a misdemeanor. Here's one. I was here at the crack of dawn, and she was delicious. Here's one. There are two kinds of people in this world. People who can extrapolate from incomplete data.
And the others.
Here's one. Attention, people who say adventure games are dead. Please don't eat the urinal cakes. Here's one. Who do I have to sleep with to get laid around here? Carefully finishing your duties, you wipe and toss the newspaper behind the toilet for the next user. You turn on the hot tap. Immediately, steam starts to chug from the spigot. Technically, steam is invisible. This is water vapor, but nobody likes a narrating smartass. You notice some writing in the mirror.
Ken sent me. That could be important. I'll have to remember it.
You grab a scrap of toilet paper and, cleverly chewing one of your fingernails to the quick, you scrawl the words Ken sent me in blood on the paper. You turn off the hot tap and the mist slowly clears. You start to wash your hands in the cold water. Then you realize that there's no soap. Then you realize that there are no paper towels. So you wash your hands as well as you can and wipe them on the back of your shirt, under your jacket where the wet spots won't show. You look closely in the mirror.
In this light, I can really see the blackheads. All right!
Despite the harsh glow of the lamps, the grime has light-absorbing properties that keep the room feeling dim. You can't reach the lights, but that's just as well since you would weld your flesh to the fixtures. This door leads back to sanity.
Your breath is repugnant. Your breath is bad.
Ah.
It's true, there is another death scene here. Save.
Don't do it, Larry. Too late. The toilet begins to fill. Realizing your mistake, you quickly jiggle the handle, attempting to stem the onrushing tide of water. As the water reaches your head, your life flushes before your eyes. You doze briefly. Turns out, a flush beats everything. Sometimes good manners are a bad idea, eh, Larry?
Hey, dork, you got toilet paper stuck to your shoe. Ha ha ha.
The peephole is tightly shut. You rap loudly on the Naugahyde door.
Yeah? What's the password?
Swordfish?
Damn, fool. Have some originality.
You read off the strange password you discovered in the John.
Ken sent me?
Yeah, baby.
Ah, you recognize this setup from a number of art films you've viewed. The gentleman before you is basically working the front desk. His employee is upstairs, waiting to provide quick expert services to a discriminating clientele. That's some impressive tale.
Well, someone's gotta say it. That's one handsome moose ass.
If you only had a dime for every time you said that. The kegs are apparently taking over the building. Lefties used to have bowls of free nuts at the bar, provided by These Nuts, TM, in exchange for promotional consideration. Note, the TM trademark symbol is a registered trademark of Trademark Registry, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Copyright Registered Trademarks, LLC.
Okay.
There's one of those old-fashioned TV remotes from back when they had fewer than 80 buttons. Since nobody seems to be using it, you glom the remote.
Yeah, baby.
This old TV is in sad shape. The on-off and channel dials are missing. How can you even turn it on? There are no working controls on the TV set, and no good reason to take it. These days, carrying around one of these calendars will immediately peg you as a troglodyte. You're trying to keep that a secret. It's one of those tasteful calendars that the tool companies put out.
Say, calendar babe, if your right leg is Thanksgiving and your left leg is Christmas, can I come up and see you between the holidays?
That's scored a 12 on the pathetomometer. It smells like four-color ink, clay-coated paper, and the captured souls of all men who gaze upon her. Careful, Larry, she'll give you a paper cut. Whoever shaved this pussy didn't finish the job. Don't touch it. You don't know what it's been.
At least you kept your dignity.
Too bad the cat can't say the same for you. It smells like cheap shaving cream and old Sunday newspapers. You're not into kiddie porn. It's the head of a cock. What? What did I say? You're straight, Larry. You don't enjoy touching someone else's rooster.
You look stuffed.
It smells like hay, feathers, and Cowper's fluid. Look it up. You don't feel like getting a beak job. Someone still has some unpacking to do. You open up and examine the contents of the carton. They're all full of tax code manuals related to the running of a legal brothel. Remember how, after that incident with the mannequin at Victoria's Secret... you promised to give up talking to inanimate objects? They smell like red tape. Can't you keep that thing tucked away?
I can't help it. It likes the open air.
The old clattering teeth trick really breaks the ice at parties, especially if you party with a lot of 6-year-olds. You wind up the teeth. They immediately make a sad winding down sound and barely jiggle.
Rip off.
Remember how, after that incident with the mannequin at Victoria's Secret, you promised to give up talking to inanimate objects?
Well, these are kind of animated if you wind them up.
Ah, but we're not letting you do that. You lick the gag teeth. They taste like they've never been flossed. What are you, nuts? This thing goes off accidentally. It could nip you to death at 40 chomps per second. You can't believe all the crap Lefty collects. You gingerly poke around in the pile, looking for something useful. To your great relief, you find nothing. Remember how, after that incident with the mannequin at Victoria's Secret, you promised to give up talking to inanimate objects? Quick! Whip out your Leisure Suit Larry Scratch and Sniff card and scratch number 4. If you purchase this game digitally, or if there's no Scratch and Sniff card in your game box, you may purchase replacement cards for only $249.99. Right-click or left-click on anything to continue your in-app purchase. Your purchase is complete. Thank you. Publisher's note: there is no Scratch and Sniff card. There is no in-app purchase. This is all a joke. Please send angry mail directly to Al Lowe. We're drawing the line at coprophilia. This old TV is in sad shape. The on-off and channel dials are missing. How can you even turn it on? On a stand in the corner is the infamous Butt Bottle, introduced in 1972 by Lowbrow Beverage Company as packaging for their first flavored vodka. The less said about that vodka, the better. Butt bottles are highly collectible and very valuable, but since you don't know that, it's useless to you. Forget about it.
You've got buns of porcelain.
You inhale very deeply from the butt bottle, so hard that you can practically feel little things flying up your nostrils.
Ugh, it smells like spider eggs.
This could be trouble, Larry, but you'll no doubt ignore it. Remember the last time you did that to a liquor bottle, Larry?
Who knew the wait would be so long at the ER?
That's would-be recording artist and full-time pimp, Prodigious P. He seems to be looking at the TV with frustration. You finger the pimp's outrageous threads.
You like Prodigious P's style? Of course you do. You got style too. Just that yours is a little more, dweebitated.
What's happening, man?
Just hanging out.
What's upstairs?
Nothing you'll ever get to see.
Why? What is it?
It's a woman, little man, and she's too much for you. You're not getting by me. Just put it out of your head.
Well, that just makes me want to go up there even more, right? Makes me want to figure out a way to get past you.
You're new at this, aren't you?
Let me up there.
Not as long as Prodigious P's standing here.
Let me up there.
Not as long as Prodigious P's standing here.
He smells like he wears L'air du Temps, but not today.
Hey, look at that. It's like a man's penis, only a lot smaller.
I wonder what the artist was getting at. You have no current use for this painting, and we don't anticipate you finding any. Remember how, after that incident with the... It smells like that paint-by-numbers set of Venus Rising that you had when you were a kid. The one you could never finish because your hand would start shaking when you got to the good parts. It's a painting, not a person. You can't send it screaming from the room the way you can when you expose yourself to an actual person. There's a cabinet filled with a wide variety of sex toys, no doubt for the use of customers. The cabinet appears to be locked tight with a combination lock. The cabinet is locked.
That would be it.
Bingo! You use the combination on the coaster to quietly unlock the cabinet. You dispose of the evidence by tossing the coaster behind the cabinet, where it's unlikely to be found for thousands of years.
I'll never forget that number. It's burned into my memory, I think. Wait, what was it? 4 something, right?
There's an unlocked cabinet in the room filled with a wide variety of sex toys, no doubt for the use of customers. Yes! Score 1 battery-operated, sleek, slightly sticky personal massager.
Yeah, baby.
Step away, little man. You're not my girl's type.
What'd you let me in the room for, then?
I surround myself with socially inept people. It stems from a need to overcompensate for my deep-seated low self-esteem.
You have no current use for this painting, and we don't anticipate you finding any. You give yourself a quick pat-down.
Come and get me, ladies!
There are no other toys you're interested in taking from the cabinet. They're all either too complicated, too scary, or require too much gymnastic ability.
The Gamsat 2000 is stuck on auto vibrate, so it vibrates whenever it sends pressures. You try to open the battery compartment, but it's hard to open. The battery compartment opens a little bit more carefully, Larry. If it opens, you might not be able to get it closed again. You pop open the battery compartment, a disgusting mess of goop and hair shoots out under pressure and overflows.
Yeah, baby.
You take out the batteries for future use, and you drop the floppy vibrator into the nearest recycling bin. You give the batteries a quick wipe with the lining of your jacket, and they are looking good. Open the back of the remote, pull out the dead batteries, and toss them where even sharp-eyes gamer will never find them.
Yeah, baby.
You slip the energizer batteries into place and close up the remote. Voila!
You aim the remote at the TV and push the power button. Don't make me wistful. You wouldn't like me when I'm wistful. You've managed to turn on the TV. You've caught Prodigious P's attention, but he doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button. Hey, don't touch your knob. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Another boring game show. Prodigious P doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button.
What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors. They're actual litigants with a case pending in California Municipal Court.
Another boring, real-life white trash catfight show. Prodigious P doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button.
And thank you for your support. You've been a brick through this whole thing.
Another boring commercial for wine coolers. Prodigious P doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button.
What you talking about, Willis?
Another boring sitcom. Prodigious P doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button.
Please have your pet spayed, neutered, or both, just to be safe.
Another boring appeal to common decency. Prodigious P doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button.
I love this razor so much, I bought the company. And this railroad. And 2 United States senators.
Another boring infomercial. Prodigious P doesn't seem interested enough in the program to leave his post by the stairs. You aim the remote at the TV and push the channel button.
Yes! Yes! Pull it out a little deeper!
Huh? Alright. But this is wrong. For God's sakes, I am your accountant.
Then give it to me 32% harder.
It's a good thing that you did that, Larry. A very good thing. You sort of wished him into the porn field, didn't you? You carefully sneak the remote into Prodigious P's pocket, since you won't be needing it anymore.
Have you considered a career as a programming executive awarded for hypnotizing the pimp with the television?
With Prodigious P presently preoccupied, you're able to proceed. This must be the place.
Just so you know, if you're into Peking duck play, I need 24 hours advance notice.
The walls are decorated in early catastrophe. The underwear isn't edible, but it still looks chewed on. Now that's enthusiasm. Or just nervous energy. Or vermin. This lamp is from the popular B. Arthur designer collection. You can see a fire escape outside this window. The outside of Lefty's could use a good condemning. The woman on the bed looks joyless, overweight, sallow, and kinda mean. She's either a hooker or a nun.
Yeah, baby!
Actually, yeah, several of my teachers were nuns, so yeah.
Why, it's the Grand Tetons, of course. Don't take the hooker's nice painting. It's the only decor she has.
Hey, I'm not in the rough trade. You wanna get busy? You can start by taking off your clothes.
You won't be needing any tobacco products in this game. Even we have standards. Leaving the hooker without her silky undergarments? What a cad. Which stands for computer-aided dork.
Leave that on. I don't want no atmosphere in here.
The floor of the apartment is littered with remnants of food, sex, and other assorted vices. You don't need any of this garbage. You're saving your pockets for other garbage. It smells like Fresca moldy pizza, used rubbers, rancid peanuts, and stale saliva-soaked cigarette butts.
Ew, Fresca.
Declining to actually chew the underwear, you merely sniff it. It smells like a fight between detergent and a rich broth of every bodily fluid imaginable. The detergent lost. It was way outnumbered. That's the kind of perverse activity you save for me time. It smells like Fresca moldy pizza, used rubbers, rancid peanuts, and stale saliva-soaked cigarette butts.
Ew, Fresca.
The garbage is creating a stink perfectly well without your assistance, thank you. A box of Hershey's French Kisses sits on the table. You start to pick up the candy.
What are you doing with that?
I'm sorry. Did you want it?
Sure, I wanted it. That's my candy.
Are you sure? It might help me find true love.
Well, I am a sucker for true love. Sure, what the heck. Take it. Take it and go find yourself some true love.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, baby.
Holy cow. She's a hot mess. Without the heart.
How old are you anyway?
23.
You stare deeply into the hooker's eyes and speak from the heart.
So, I don't suppose the last customer left any time on his meter.
Sorry, hun. It don't work that way.
Are you running any specials today?
You missed this week's circular, honey. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. Half off for all our brave school teachers. You a school teacher?
Not really. I sell software.
Great, another geek in the software industry. Hurry up, hon. After you and a couple other guys, it's time for a change of sheets.
How can I get more for the money I have paid?
Do you do double coupons? Or competitors' coupons? Or anything with coupons?
No, too much paperwork. Come back next week when Katishu is here. I think she takes coupons.
Who?
Katishu. Katishu.
Gesundheit. Do you offer a money-back guarantee?
I guarantee complete satisfaction once. If you want to be completely satisfied again, we can talk about a bulk discount.
Let's talk about something else.
Do we have to?
Let's get to know each other. I think it's important that we establish a rapport and really try to connect on an emotional level before we connect on a physical level. That should lead to greater satisfaction, don't you think?
Why are you still talking?
What do you say I take you away from all of this?
All of what?
You and I could run away together. I'm sure I can make you happy.
You want to make me happy? Do your business and get out. I've got fingernails that are overdue for a chewing.
I could take you on a trip around the world.
Sweetie, I do that 20 times a day.
Okay, forget running away together. So, if you do this for a living all day, do you actually enjoy sex?
Yeah, it's great. It's terrific. You're the best I've ever had, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, can we get this show on the road?
You must meet a lot of interesting people.
I wouldn't know.
I guess that's all I wanted to know. What a fascinating life you must lead.
Must I?
So, laying down on the job, eh?
Hey, in ballet and prostitution, they call this first position.
So, laying down on the job, eh?
Hey, in ballet and prostitution, they call this first position.
I still want to get to know you better. You must live a fascinating life.
Must I?
I guess that's all I wanted to know. What a fascinating life you must lead.
Must I?
Okay, I feel more comfortable with you now. So, let's get to it.
Forgive me if I'm not as enthusiastic as you are.
Wow. Just wow. She uses Garish number 42, chestnut scrub brush. Her arms are her best feature. It's like she gets a lot of exercise or something.
Say, baby, do those breasts go all the way down?
You sweet talker.
Her arms are her best feature. It's like she gets a lot of exercise or something. Her arms are her best feature. It's like she gets a lot of exercise or something. Wow. Just wow. You can't do anything with that face.
Your skin smells like peaches and cream.
Yeah, I fell in the supermarket yesterday. Don't be shoving that thing in my face. What am I, a hooker? Oh, right. Not much for foreplay, are you?
Your breasts smell so clean and fresh.
Thank you. I have an air freshener on my necklace. None of that. I end up with this unsightly rash around my neck.
Ooh, tell me more.
That's the first breath I've smelled on any man since that video game players convention came through town. Ugh.
You strip off your jacket. You strip off the rest of your clothes. You hop into bed with the hooker.
Ooh. Yes! Yes! Nope.
Although successful, you feel less than satisfied. Technically speaking, you're no longer a virgin, but for some reason the thrill just wasn't there. You vow to continue your quest until you please your heart, not just your other organs.
Unprotected sex? In the 80s? Larry, seriously? Awarded for having sex with the hooker without using a lubber.
You put all your clothes back on. The woman on the bed looks joyless, overweight, sallow, and kinda mean. She's either a hooker or a nun. You smile shyly at the hooker.
Was it good for you?
Was what good for me?
I mean, I thought we really connected in a way that goes beyond the usual, you know, I'm paying you, you're paying me kind of relationship.
I'm paying you? Honey, you're lucky I paid attention. I was awake through almost that whole thing.
So you didn't feel a spark?
Oh, that's these sheets. I gotta start using fabric softener.
Am I the best you've ever had, or just one of the best?
Is there a third choice?
You could at least tell me it was, I don't know, you were the first I've ever had. Was it at least poignant?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was pointing here, it was pointing there, it was pointing all over the place.
Have I ruined you for other men?
Nah, you ruined my day, if that makes you feel any better. I've probably had worse. I once accidentally had a dead guy. He might have...
Stop! You're giving me a swelled head.
Yeah, you've promised me that before.
Tell me more about how I did.
Why? You were there. You saw the whole thing.
I know I was great, but guys like validation.
Oh, of course. Where are you parked?
You're not gonna put me in some little black book of customers, are you?
Nah, I'm not that organized. I only have one rule when it comes to keeping track of my customers.
What's that?
First in, first out.
Thanks. I'll call you.
Oh, God. God, no!
You open the window and climb out onto the fire escape. You give yourself a quick pat down.
Got my wallet, got my breath spray. Come and get.
Suddenly, you feel an uncomfortable twinge. The twinge grows into a pang. The pang grows into a pain in the wang. Then there's this slightly bursting and dying sensation. Didn't your mother ever teach you not to go out in the rain without wearing your lubbers? The lady upstairs is a human petri dish.
Apples for sale. Get your fresh apples here, only $1.
You rap loudly on the Naugahyde door.
Yeah? What's the password?
You read off the strange password you discovered in the John.
Ken sent me?
Say, you might have a new career in dumpster diving.
Hey, look at this!
You pop up with one perfectly good hammer with just a little bit of mystery goo on the handle.
Yeah, baby!
Here in Lost Wages, all the garbage cans are green, but back at home, all the garbage cans are black.
Man, it's great to get a change of scenery.
You poke through the garbage cans looking for anything that could help you get the girls.
Look! It's a can of the same breath spray I use, and it's full! Why would anyone throw out a full container of breath spray? Doesn't make sense.
You throw out your existing half-empty can and replace it with the full one from the garbage. 'Cause hey, free breath spray.
Yeah, baby!
You search the garbage again. First you find a can of breath spray, which you decide not to take since any filthy slob could have put it in his mouth.
Whoa! It's a wallet! And it looks the same as mine, only newer.
You transfer everything from your old wallet to the one you just found. 'Cause hey, free wallet.
Yeah, baby!
You poke through the garbage cans looking for anything that'll help you find true love, or a reasonable facsimile thereof.
Nothing in here but an old wallet and a can of breath spray. But my fingers smell like garbage, so there's that.
You poke through the garbage cans looking for anything that'll help you find true love, or a reasonable facsimile thereof.
Nothing in here but an old wallet and a can of breath spray. But my fingers smell like garbage, so there's that.
You lick the garbage can, then you lick it 3 or 4 more times just to make sure.
Yep, without a doubt, the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted.
Larry, remember that mental checklist you're supposed to review anytime you start to unzip your pants? This is either your typical industrial dumpster or a repurposed photomat. You rummage around in the dumpster, but you don't see anything valuable aside from some cocktail shrimp that might still be edible.
That's good shrimp.
Disgusting.
Now, where have I smelled that aroma before? Oh, right. They usually call it 11 herbs and spices.
You try your best, but your attempt at writing "Larry was here" in urine on the side of the dumpster really doesn't hold up to the existing artwork.
Apples! Apples! Apples for sale! Get your fresh apples here, only $1.
Taxi!
Yeah, baby.
Hey, Mac, where you headed? Lucky 21, pal. Fork it over.